Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll start this evening swearing in our new trustee. So, Your Honor, if you would please do the honors.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties
And I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee according to the best of my ability.
of the office of the Village of Trustee to the best of my ability. Thank you, sir.
Pat, Meredith calling in, or are you calling her?
Oh!
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you. Trustee Fletcher, we have a seat up here now. You can join us.
We just turned it in.
Let me know.
I will.
We'll take just a moment here and we'll get Trustee Ferguson needs to call in. There you are, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Perfect.
Hello, Meredith.
All right. Mr. Clerk, would you take the roll, please?
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Charo.
Present.
Trustee Ferguson.
Present.
Trustee Detmers.
Here.
Trustee Gerger.
Here.
Trustee Fletcher.
Present.
Village President Kimsey.
Present. Could I have a motion to allow Trustee Ferguson to participate remotely?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Gerges made a motion, second by Trustee Mao. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Any public announcements this evening? Hearing none, public comments regarding agenda topics? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to put the consent agenda on the table.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Charles made a motion. Trustee Fletcher?
Second.
Discussion regarding the warrants or the minutes? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk?
I just want one quick thing. I did appreciate seeing the expense for the video cameras for the village branch dump site. I'm excited about that and just wanted to remind folks that in order to dump branches at our dump site, that they're to get a request or a waiver right from the village utility office, a permit. So if you dump illegally, we're going to catch you.
We will attempt.
No, we will catch you. In fact, we've already caught you.
Deputy
it's
Chief
just a
Carter's
matter of
on
time.
it.
Yeah, no pressure.
You will be caught. Thank you, Pat. I want to second that.
All right. Mr. Clerk?
Trustee Fletcher.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Detmers.
Yes.
Trustee Charo.
Yes.
Trustee Ferguson.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
All right, we have no old business. We have no new business. Is there public comment on any village business?
Yes, I do. Might as well do it now because there's plenty of time.
Yes.
My comment is, I'm sure you're all aware that I did a FOIA and was denied my request. And I want to read the letter that the lawyer's office sent to me. Because honestly, I did not know that I was FOIAing Biden's emails to China, which is what this seems to insinuate, that it is a highly confidential matter. And I am so sorry that I am doing this today, because it is your first day.
No worries, ma'am.
And it is nothing against you.
No worries.
I'm happy that, you know, you came forth and
Thank you.
putting the effort in to be a trustee. And I honestly just wanted information to know why it was different from, you know, anything else.
Sure.
I mean, I never knew that a trustee had to do a resume and a letter of intent of how they could improve the village, but that's what they asked for. I've been retired for 15 years, so I have not been in the workforce. So my knowledge is not as good as yours, because you're much younger and in the know. So, but when I put the request in, I just asked for the emails that were sent to Mayor Kimsey
Yes.
of all the candidates that were interested. That's all. And I was just curious to know what, I really don't know how to say that, so I'll just skip that part. But I did not feel that that was an invasion of anyone's privacy, because you're a trustee. You're on the forefront all the time. And I did not ask. It says here that the reason that it was denied was because of identifiers, including social security numbers. Now, who in their right mind would ask for that in an email? If you were applying for a high position job or any job, yes, you would have to present your social security number, your driver's license number, financial information, medical records, home and personal telephone numbers. I could see where you would put your telephone number on the email. An email address, I could see where you could have that on the email. Home address, I could see where you would have that on the email. But personal license plates? Sorry, guys. I didn't ask for any of that information. And that all could have been redacted from the email with no problems whatsoever. So, you know, personal information within public records, there would have been no need for any public records. I mean, I just did absolutely not understand this at all. I really think, well, I'm not going to say that either. But there was a part here that says, I was going to read it for word, and I should have. But, you know, drafts, notes, recommendations, none of that would have needed to be in the emails. I mean, I know Mayor Kimsey sent me an email. Did he send you any emails? I mean, I don't know.
I get 800 emails a day. I can't remember if Dave sent me an email or not, ma'am.
Well, I just, you know. But anyway, it just seemed as though it wasn't done straight across the board, is my opinion. I mean, that's my opinion. And, but here it says, there is no public interest in disclosure of candidates' resumes and position statements. Well, public interest, I was interested. So I didn't really understand that part. And it says, to the extent that you dispute this redaction, what redaction is there in this? I did not understand that part either. It did say there was 2 different PDFs sent, but I really only got one. Was there another one? I mean, that I didn't get?
There shouldn't have been.
Okay, well, and then it says, of course, I can, if I do not like the fact that it was denied, that I can, file a claim. And honestly, I think I should file a claim, because I don't think I was treated fairly in the FOIA. That's just my honest opinion. I thank you for your time. Anybody that wants to read this is welcome to read it. So.
Thank you. Scheduled meetings as a planning commission at 6 p.m. on January 20th. The village board meets at 6 p.m. January 25th and again on February 8th. That meeting on February 8th followed by the committee of the whole at 6:15 or thereafter. Utility Oversight Subcommittee February 14th at 6 p.m. Fire and Police Commission meeting 16th at 5:30. And the Public Properties and Recreation Commission meeting March 14th at 6 p.m. No need for a closed session. I have a motion to adjourn the board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Charles made a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Second by Trustee Detmers. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Meeting stands adjourned. Here, 4 minutes to wait.
Yeah, thank you.
I always sit for a couple of minutes.
Understand?
Sometimes it'll make if it's an outside email, it'll make your guy's logo into a PDF.
Okay. He doesn't need to sign that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. I'm giving that to you. I'll give that to you.
Right. It's a phone number, I would imagine.
So how do you know all of this stuff?
Yeah.
I used to be a trustee, so I
Here's where I'm at.
picked up a lot there. I'm on a lot of meetings and stuff, so a lot of it's just,
With me, I was wrong.
and some of it, what's really nice is it's videotaped, so I can I'll sit right here and pull up my YouTube and watch it there, pause it.
Take some notes.
That's what I
A
do.
lot of meetings. What's that?
That's what I do. I can't imagine if you didn't have some way of watching this over.
Yeah, I always say if it's an hour meeting, it's about 2 hours of watching it, because stopping, pausing, all that kind of stuff.
So we need to make the
These are nice when they're short ones like this.
Right.
Yeah, no, this one should be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
I told John if you can watch it once, but if he watches it more than once, he's vain.
Not when they're 8 hours long, right, Dan?
Yeah, the legendary one.
Yeah.
Early was made out of me.
I'm sort of kind of watching everybody. I've been enjoying the view.
Well, that's right. She's watching and talking.
Yes.
Is there a delay?
There is a little bit.
Hi,
isn't there?
Meredith. Yes, there's a delay. I'm listening to you on the phone and watching you on screen. And that there is definitely like a 2-second delay.
Yeah.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you, I do too.
Now, is your voice rough because you went to the Alabama-Georgia game yesterday? And
Now, Pat, why'd you have to bring that up?
Is this?
I'm still in therapy over that, Pat. Come on. No, I wish I was there. I almost went, but no, I've got some sinus crud.
On a lighter
I'm
note,
very happy because I'm not talking very much.
He's an Auburn fan.
on a lighter
Yes.
note, Meredith, it looks like the older one got to coach the younger one
Replace that.
in
Yes.
wrestling. That had to be
It was
pretty cool.
It was a good game.
Did you get to go to that match this weekend or no? Meredith,
Yes, what match?
did you get to go watch
The wrestling match.
Did you go watch wrestling this weekend?
I did go watch wrestling this weekend.
I didn't know if you felt well enough to go or not. That was nice to see him do so well.
Yes, Jackson, we were all amazed because Jackson made it to the finals.
I saw that.
It was kind of fun to watch him actually do something.
Well, tell him I'm
Yeah,
proud of him.
that was
awesome.
cool. Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Good evening. Seeing as it's 6:15, I'd like to call the Committee of the Whole meeting to order. The first item is the roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Trustee Mao. Here. Trustee Ferguson.
Here.
Trustee Charo.
Present.
Trustee Detmers.
Here.
Trustee Gerger.
Here.
Trustee Fletcher.
Here.
Village President Kimsey.
Present.
May I please have a motion to allow Trustee Ferguson to attend remotely?
Make that motion.
Trustee Mao made the motion, seconded by Trustee Fletcher. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you. Are there any public comments regarding agenda topics? I don't believe any. May I please have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Trustee Charo. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mao made the second. Is there any discussion regarding the consent agenda? Seeing none, Mr. Clerk?
Trustee Fletcher.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Detmers.
Yes.
Trustee Charo.
Yes.
Trustee Ferguson.
Yeah.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
All right. Consent agenda approved. There were no items under old business. Under new business, are there any CMT engineering updates?
No, Jim said he had nothing to report new.
Thank you. Item 2, under new business, the village manager updates.
The thing we want to discuss this evening was the reappropriation that you guys will vote on at the next board meeting.
Transfers, correct.
I'm sorry, transfers. You can pull that up on there. I think you're still in the
Yeah. Wow. Let's get with the program, Holden. Draft or memo?
the draft. I sent this all to you earlier this week. We go through this every year where the way we do our budgets, we project where we're going to be, income and expenses, but sometimes we miss the mark. And what we try to do is inside of these different categories, move money from one fund that we may have excess in if we didn't spend everything that we need to, or we still have enough to be able to make it through the fiscal year, into a category where we might not have had something in there, or we missed adding something into that. And that's what we're doing this evening. So if there's any questions, I didn't get any from any of the board members, and neither did Kayla. So we try to put the explanation out to the side like we have in the past.
Yep.
Probably the biggest thing that stood out was the general insurance, because the company that we had for insurance, they hired a new company to come in and appraise our buildings and our properties. And the person that looked at our substations looked at the little hut that was there instead of the overall substation. So you can imagine the difference in value from a couple thousand to a couple million. So that was the biggest thing. And then the second biggest part of it was because so many communities and businesses are getting hacked electronically now.
Cyber's gone way up.
The cybersecurity insurance went up. So what we do is we spread that out over all the departments. So that's why you see that adjustment in each one of those different, from the electric department to the water department to the admin, everything all the way through.
Were they able to keep cyber with an admitted carrier? Do you know?
Yes.
Good.
And we had to enact a dual authentication,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in the process of getting that.
You'll get a little thing on your phone
Yeah,
saying,
duo.
do you allow this?
Yeah. There's only one person in the whole village that can't get it to work.
I use that program at work, that duo program, and it's great.
It's easy.
Yeah, it is.
It's just getting Dan side up. I don't know what the problem is, but we will fix it tomorrow.
Yeah, the link doesn't work, so.
The only question I had, we had an increase in credit card things. Do we pass that on to the customer, or we just pay that
It is included in our
whenever they go to pay?
The thing is they raised their rates, but we didn't. know that till after we had the
Right.
budget set.
Got it.
I've never been one to propose putting an extra rate on something that's making our lives easier back here by people paying by credit.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah. So if there's no other questions, or if you look at it again over this week and you have any questions, feel free to call us. But we will have an ordinance on there to be able to take care of these. And then I sent out today one for parks. Dustin was able to get the concrete work done in the park shed at a much lower rate than what we had anticipated. And with that savings, he would like to move that over and purchase a new truck instead of a used one. With the way that I guess the chips and everything are going right now, the price of a used truck is almost the same as what you could get for a new truck. So we would like to be able to do that. So that will be in that document also. Did I miss anything? No? And really, that's all I got to report on.
Awesome. Are there questions for Pat? Any questions for Caleb?
Great job, Caleb.
No, thank you. I do appreciate you sending it early to give us a chance to read it. So thank you.
Thank you for getting it to us early too, Pat. It was nice.
Somebody
No,
want to thank him for getting
Trying to do
it was
that.
nice.
Just say.
Yeah. No, it was nice.
All right, item number 3 under new business is the Public Properties and Recreation Committee discussion. We did meet last night, so I have a couple items. Bear with me here. First is just want to share a huge appreciation for the folks that have volunteered so much time at Light Up the Park. It was a great year for the event. Best year except for last year, but I think if you look at it at a per day basis, it was open more last year than it was this year. I think it was very close to being equal to 2021 or 2020, I guess I should say. So again, thank you so much for all the volunteers that put so much time in there. Similarly, this was kind of the first year for the Veterans Memorial tree lighting event, which I think was also an amazing success, huge smash. So thank you to trustees Ferguson and Charo for kind of organizing that, and all the villages helped to get that done. I would guesstimate hundreds of people showed up to that thing, and it was really amazing.
Shocking.
We were there.
Yeah.
It was good. It was
So,
great.
we're going to need more hot chocolate next year, but huge success, and I do look forward to that becoming a annual thing. I hope it does become that. I think with this year's success, there's a better chance of that. So all those that volunteered with that, including some of the Parks Department and Streets Department. So thank you. Yep.
Made 20 gallons of hot chocolate. I was hoping 20 gallons.
Oh, nice.
would cover,
Nice.
The hot chocolate was,
but- Yeah.
I didn't want to wait in line. It's too long. But,
I waited in line.
so that's it.
Everyone came together very well on that. I appreciate everything.
It was cool. Item number 3 I had under PPRC was the possible grant that we're receiving. I still talk about it as though it's not necessarily guaranteed. I think we're pretty well down that line, but I don't have the money yet, so I'm going to continue to act that way. But my understanding was that we signed a formal agreement accepting the grant, and now we're waiting on one final approval and then maybe a check. Is that right?
Waiting on the director of DCEO to put his name on it. Or
Awesome.
her name, sorry.
Louis, the way that I think we set that grant up is, once they give us the okay, then we start letting contracts. And then as the bills come in, then we submit those bills through it.
Okay, sorry, we're not getting a check. Gotcha. I was going to do that big check thing, and I can't cancel that order. But I know that the director's probably watching this meeting, so if you could please approve that, I would very much appreciate it.
What you can do is put a bunch of the bills around you and then take a picture with all the.
Yeah,
bills.
oh, that'd be cool.
See?
Yeah, like $1 bills. So with that grant, again, the Public Properties Commission had offered some suggestions to this board as to what that money should be spent on. That group intends to kind of refresh that once we get, real final approval and we're ready to submit bids on things. We just want to make sure that you guys all agree with the priority of the items. Maybe there's new things. Maybe we want to spend it on the tree lighting ceremony or something. But
More hot chocolate.
more hot chocolate. But honestly, we do want to go through that list and again ask for your permission, blessing of the priorities, and hopefully we can get most of them done.
Do we? You want to run that through your committee again? You guys don't meet for 2 months.
We had just.
If you're okay, we'd like to be able to start putting.
Yeah, we actually did discuss having a special meeting just for that. Not that you guys would all have to attend necessarily, but it's very important to that commission, and it's kind of like the biggest day ever. And I don't think we mind coming in a little early to just make sure everybody's on the same page.
And that should probably come back to this group then too, to turn around.
That was my hope. Yeah. I don't see it like changing dramatically. I know Trustee Fletcher wasn't a part of that discussion, but after this meeting, I will share the priority list that we had come up with, and assuming it's more or less the same. But yeah, it was our hope to kind of just put one more blessing on it. And we could even do it virtually if we have to, and over email or whatever. But we just like the idea of spending money at the parks. Item number 4, we did discuss briefly about the community garden that's over near the Willows. And that was a huge, massive success, and we hope that that occurs again next year. And then a little discussion about the nature reserve potential back near the Village Electric shed. So we'd love to see an opportunity for that group to install some things. And I think the village, if I understand it right, the village is cool with putting those more natural plants back there in hopes that it doesn't get demolished if a pond were ever built, right? Like, could that construction begin, not the pond, but the planting of the seeds? Is it okay to do that in the spring, or do you guys want to wait until we have formal pond projects?
If they don't mind going through and doing that, and then if some of that gets destroyed if a project happens there, we still haven't decided as a board whether that's a for sure project. We're just throwing out ideas, but if they start to grow and they can be moved and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah.
Because we tried to. I kind of thought our guys would mow it down, but then we were waiting to see what would happen. Right now we just mow, I think, 2 rows over on the east side and 1 row over on the north side right now. So if they want to do that this spring, I have no problem.
I do remember distinctly, and a couple times, just explaining that anything that's planted could potentially get demolished, and so bigger trees or longer term or more expensive seeds or whatever, they kind of plant at their own risk. But I just wanted to make sure that we were still on the same page, and if the pond doesn't go through, they'd still be allowed to plant those seeds there. Which
we wanted to try to. The idea is to try to slow the water down in that area if we can, and if natural plants take care of that and take some of the sills away, it works great for everybody.
Cool, great. So those 2 items were discussed briefly, and then the last item that we discussed was the dog park. Again, we made a lot of progress in installing and preparing for that. Again, thanks to the Parks Department and also the Chatham Township. But the grass seed, just as an update, I know people ask on Facebook, but the grass seed is set in a little bit. It's thinner than we would like, so the hope is to allow that grass to seed a little bit better come early spring, and then maybe potential in April, May, potentially if it goes well, the park could be open for dogs to play and enjoy themselves.
Has there been any discussion on additional lighting for that park?
There hasn't that I'm aware of. I do know we received the water fountains, so we'll probably look to the water department potentially for helping install those and running the appropriate water lines. And I know the other update was that we're soon to receive a proposal from A Sign for the signage. So get the blessing on what the signage might look like and then have them produce that and hang it. But I haven't heard much about the dog park, and I think we were thinking the hours were kind of like, I don't remember, 8 to dusk or something like that. But are you referring to just late night knuckleheads?
I think our ordinance allows parks to stay open till 10. Maybe, or is it 9? Do you remember, Scott? It's 10. 10. So if people see the signs that the parks are open till 10, and there's enough lighting down there to take your dog down there. I just didn't know, and I know it was a sensitive area to some of the neighbors in there and stuff, but if the light points internally into the dog park area and not so much outward into the parking lots and stuff like that. Do you think, as we move into next year's budget, that your group would like some type of additional lighting down there? That park is very dark. I think there's only two pole-mounted security lights down there for that whole park. And that's not a lot.
I know we had heard some concerns, just security in general for that park prior to there being a dog park, but I think that I don't mean to speak for the group because we hadn't really talked about this, but generally we are sensitive to the neighbors' concerns about noise, and we didn't want them out there barking at 9:30 at night. So we had, I think we had brought before the board the proposed dog park hours, and I think they were fairly reasonable and definitely well lit, except maybe in the winter at night it gets dark early. But I'll bring that back to Rolo and the dog park and see if they have any particular interest. And then last item is just I appreciate the Parks Department's help in getting some of the lights down at the square for the high ones. Any questions about the Public Properties Commission? Awesome. Number 4 is the Utility Oversight Subcommittee. Appointment, sorry. This is the item appointing a new person. So, Brett, I don't know if you want to address this or...
Yep, we had recently had Trustee Scherschel come off that committee. Trustee Charo had indicated some interest a while ago. She was gracious enough to allow me to appoint Ms. Ferguson. I said next time a spot comes open, I would definitely consider. So I would recommend we appoint Trustee Charo to the Utility Oversight Subcommittee. We can get a resolution next time. If everybody's okay with that.
Absolutely.
All right. Welcome, Trustee Charo.
You can't vote on anything.
No, we're just saying getting a consensus because
To get an ordinance together
Don't-
next time.
can't produce a resolution if everybody doesn't agree.
Thank you.
And I had to worry about this guy.
Trustee Gerger, are there any other items on the utility oversight?
No, we're just waiting to get the new person on board, and then we'll get up and running. We'll have our next meeting at February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Are there any questions for Brett? Seeing none. Item 6 under new business. Are there any public comments regarding any village business, not necessarily on the agenda? Seeing none. Scheduled meetings. The next committee of the whole meeting will occur February 14th at 6:15 here at the Municipal Hall. Sorry? Is that a Monday or? I don't know. Right.
Is that the wrong day?
No, not necessarily. 14th is Monday, yes. So it'd be the 15th, February 15th, 6:15 p.m. I don't believe there's any need for a closed session, so I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Trustee Mao, seconded by Charo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's adjourned. Meeting's adjourned.
Nay.
Motion's adjourned.
Motion's adjourned.
I want that one nay reflected. I wanted